Well, hello. Anything new going on? Anything new happening? Yeah, there's this little thing called the coronavirus or Covid-19. And the first couple of days of quarantine were not wonderful. And I just did a previous video about fighting anxiety and depression caused by coronavirus. And so if that's a topic that interests you, I gave a couple of tips of things that have really helped me. And you can check that out after this video. In this video, I'm going over some parenting tips that hopefully you can use during this time. Again, these are some tips that are working for my wife and I with our kids. And by working, I mean that we've implemented them and it's keeping us fairly calm and from us having really bad arguments with our children. So that's good. Hey guys, I'm Jason Kreidman and welcome to another episode of Dad University. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click on that notification bell so you know when our videos are uploaded. Also, it really helps us spread our message when you share these videos. So maybe you know a couple people that might enjoy this video. Please share it with them. Depending on where you are in the world, you might have different restrictions on what you can and can't do. A lot of the world is on lockdown. And what I want to say is that self-isolation and social distancing, those aren't things specifically for you, especially if you're someone who feels like you're invincible or you feel like you're healthy or young or whatever the reason is that you feel like you're safe. It really isn't about you. It's about everybody else. And so collectively, we need to follow these guidelines. We need to stay inside as much as possible. We need to distance ourselves from everybody. And this is for the health of our world. So please comply with that. So let's get on to our first tip. The first tip for parents during coronavirus is to be honest with your child. Now, of course, how much information you provide to them is going to be dependent on how old they are. I can tell you, my children are 9 and 11, so they have a lot of questions. The beginning of this coronavirus situation was very frustrating, at least for me. And I realized that one of the major reasons why I was so frustrated was that my children were asking me a lot of questions that I didn't have the answers to. So that was really frustrating for me. I'm usually the answer guy. I provide, my kids will ask me a question and, hey, Dad knows the answer. Or even here, people will ask me questions and I answer them. But when it came to this new thing, I didn't know what was going on. And I actually got very, very frustrated about that. Because as I said, my kids were asking me a lot of questions. So I had to do my own investigation and start learning answers. Both the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the World Health Organization are reliable sources for information because there's many sources out there that are not. I found that they've got great information for parents, how to talk to your children about the situation, and other information that might be helpful to you. We'll put some links to the specific parent information in the description below. Being honest with your kids doesn't mean that you're providing them more information than they're actually asking for. It just means being honest and direct with them. So you ask them, hey, do you have any questions that I can answer for you? If they don't have questions, you don't need to volunteer information. Hey, Timmy, did you know that we had 24 new cases of coronavirus in the county yesterday? That's not information that they need to know, especially if they're not asking the questions. But if they are asking questions, then you answer them directly and be honest. The second parenting tip for coronavirus is to set up a routine. Kids thrive on routine. If you don't believe me, how many times has your toddler watched the same video or listened to the same song? Kids love predictability. It helps them. They know what to expect. So set up a routine and that'll be good for them. If your child's old enough to participate, allow them to take part in creating their own schedule. You have time for school, active play time, maybe creative time if they do extracurricular activities. Also, maybe the times for electronics, whatever it is that works in your house, allocate those times so that you have some set of a routine. And what will happen is if they are part of making that routine, there's a better likelihood that they'll follow it. I know for my kids that connecting with their friends has been really important during this time. So whether it's an online video chat or yelling out to the neighbor's window, connecting with their friends and having that time is important. So we've allocated that time where they can do online video chats and they can do other things where they get a chance to connect. Number 3, active playtime or exercise. Kids need to move around. You know, at school, they've got PE, they're walking around, they've got recess, etc. Part of that is that kids need to move and get the wiggles out. You don't want to have a kid that is cooped up all day, not able to move. So allocate some time to where they can exercise or play. Even if it's inside, they need to move around. With my kids at home, they are exercising every morning with my wife. She takes them through a morning routine. Now, if you're not somebody who exercises, this might be a great time to start. Exercise for the kids. Get yourself moving, get them moving, and get everybody releasing those endorphins. It doesn't have to be an intense workout. It could just be a walk around the neighborhood, stretching, do kids yoga, follow along to a dance video. The important thing is to just get them moving on a daily basis. It's so good for them. Number 4, lower your expectations. You may have gone into this expecting specific things of your kids. You know, hey, they're going to finish their schoolwork, or even your own expectations for yourself. We've got to talk real for a second. This is a global pandemic. This has never happened before in our lifetime. Is your son or daughter finishing their specific math instruction at a certain time the most important thing right now? Now, I'm all for hard work. I'm all for getting the work done that you've set out to do and goals. But we also have to put things in perspective and give ourselves a little bit of leeway here. So lower your expectations on whatever they may be. I know that my master plan for depriving my children of technology for at least 2 more years, completely out the window. It sped up their technology use by about 2 years, and I had to let that go because this is a unique situation. How are they going to talk to their friends? I understand that importance. How are they doing their schoolwork? All of those things don't allow for my master plan of depriving them from technology. So we have to roll with it. We've got to lower our expectations and chill out. We as parents are all trying to figure out how we can thrive in this new environment. And the kids are no different. They're trying to figure it out as well. So it's up to us to help guide them, but we can't go crazy about it. I know I had to take my own advice on this one. Number 5, keep it positive. We don't need any Bob bummers here.
Oh, Debbie, you make me forget that the coming Asian flu epidemic could take 1 billion lives.
This is an important parenting tip at any time, but even more important during the coronavirus situation. You know, as a kid, I was taught if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And I think this applies here. If you can't say anything positive, then just be quiet. Don't say anything. Try to focus on the positive things that are happening. Now, I know when you're going through something really difficult or you're facing adversity, thinking positively isn't necessarily easy to do. But what you can do is practice gratitude. Think about what you are grateful for. Do this on a daily basis, and your brain will begin to think about positive things instead of negative. You know, are you able to spend time with your children cooking? Are you taking family walks together? Are you helping them with their homework? Are you making connections that you didn't make before? Think about the positive things and what it is that you are grateful for during this time. It is absolutely powerful. Number 6, parenting tip during coronavirus quarantine: self-care. When you're on an airplane and it says, make sure to put your own oxygen mask on before you put on your child's. Do you know why they say that? Because if you don't have any oxygen, you won't be there to help anybody. So you need to put your oxygen on first so that you can then help your child. We're sort of talking about the same thing here. You need to make sure that you are okay so that you can be present, positive, and be there for your child. So self-care is really important so that you are okay. Self-care means that you are doing things that make you feel good, both mentally and physically. Maybe you're exercising, eating well, getting enough sleep. It could be reading a book, or maybe just enjoying 5 minutes drinking a cup of coffee by yourself. Whatever it is that makes you feel good, you want to make sure that you're doing that. It is really important for you and your family. This coronavirus situation that we find ourselves in is very unique. So much of what is happening is out of our control. What is in our control is how we are with our family and our community. We need to step up, be positive, and get through this. And I know we can do that together. I would love to hear from you. Is there anything that you are having difficulty with as a parent during this time? Leave your questions and feedback in the comments section below. I'll be sure to respond. If you found this video helpful, you don't want to miss what we have for you in our other videos. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click on that notification bell. Also, if you know anybody that might benefit from this video, please share it with them. Stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.